I don't think this thing's working. Let me check it. Maybe it is working. Okay, maybe I'll just put it back here though. Oh. Look what I found. I got him. You need a video for this week? I can't upload videos because we switched internet and my upload speed is really bad, and for some reason I can stream, but I can't upload videos. Oh shit, my Discord's all messed up. I need to wait until we switch to good internet. I can't do anything right now. Hang on. I even have a put the ad on. Send me $20. Sure, you know what? Here. Can you put the immotorized blank lawnmower? No, that's somebody outside. Let's see if this paste link works. Oh, it worked. Okay. Send it to the Drunky Cheese Discord too. Channel promotions. Welcome to the book club. %30 is enough. You should give me them on Monday 2 weeks ago. I don't even know where I found them. They were in my room or in my car. One of the things. One of the fucking things. I don't know. I read real books. This is a real book. Okay. I bet you're gonna like this one. Chapter 1. The Astor Family. The original founder of the Astor fortune. Wait, can I make that bigger? Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. I think getting to pay library card, last one I had is years ago. Yeah. I don't have a library card, but I go there sometimes to read about mushrooms. No, I can't. I can do anything. What do you think about that? No, we can't see it all. Yeah, because I'm streaming in 360. I can read that on my camera. Yeah, it's all good. The original founder of the Astor fortune was John Jacob Astor, 63 to 84. John Jacob Astor was born in Waldorf, Duchy of Baden, Germany, from a Jewish bloodline. Do not read Coffee's book. It's private. Did I lose a bet? No. I'm just crazy. Do not read Coffee's book. The thing that she shared? Are you good, boss? The Jewish origins have been hidden, and quite a number of various ideas of the Astor's heritage have been put into circulation by the Astors. John Jacob Astor was a butcher in Waldorf. In 1784, he came to America after a stopover in London, England. Although the story is that he came to America penniless, and that may be true, he soon joined the Masonic Lodge, and within 2 to 3 years had become the master of the Holland Lodge No. 8 in New York City. This Holland Lodge is a prominent lodge that many of its members have good connections to the Illuminati elite. An example of just one Lodge No. 8 member is Archibald Russell, 1811 to 71, whose father was president of a real hotbed of Illuminati action for many years, the Royal Society of Edinburgh. You read in German or shared diary? I didn't know we had a shared diary. Is that on her Wattpad or something? Show a $1 bill? Well, I have one right here. Is there something on here? I mean, that's what people say, isn't it? I don't see anything. All I see is a bunch of pretty pictures. By 1788, Astor was a master of Masonic Lodge No. 8. This is rather interesting considering Astor could not speak English when he arrived in America and supposedly was very poor. John Jacob Astor was always very famous for being cold-hearted, antisocial, a man who didn't have charm, wit, or grace. Okay, so he was Darkside Phil. Or me. Show the eye. There. Should just leave it like that. Leave it like that all day. The eye will get you. The next break came when two men who are now known to have been in the Illuminati gave John Jacob Astor a special government privilege. These two men were President Jefferson and Secretary Gallatin, both Illuminati members. The United States government had placed an embargo on all U.S. ships from sailing with goods in 1807. They put an embargo on their own ships. That's weird. Show your paper printed. I don't know if we have room for that. There, how about right there? Wonder if coffee all right? Her electric went out. She just posted her power just came back on. I haven't hit her up yet. I don't like that. It's covering me up. It's ugly. Get that out of here. The next break came when two men who were... Okay, I read that. But Astor got special permission from these two men for his ship to sail with his cargo. His ship sailed and made close to 200,000 buckaroonies in profit in that day's money. Astor strangely profited greatly from the War of 1812, which crippled almost all other American shippers. Wonder if the QR codes work. I haven't tried them yet. I'll try them out just for fun. His ship sailed and Astor also worked together with George Clinton, the funk singer from the 80s, another member of the Illuminati, on land deals. Even at that period in history, British intelligence worked for the Committee of 300 and for the 13 top families. It is interesting then that John Coleman, who had access as an intelligence agent to secret documents, discovered that the original John Jacob Astor was also a British secret agent. The 13 families have very intimate roles with the American and British intelligence cults. Prior to 1817, John Jacob Astor entered into the fur trade and remained the biggest player in the fur trade until he got out of it in 1834. Over the years, he managed to build up a monopoly. How he managed to push everyone else out is a good question. Bear in mind, white people had been trapping furs in the New World for several centuries, and the Indians for who knows how long. Then this guy Astor comes along, and in a few years totally owns the whole industry. You share those maybe while your trips when you drive around. That's a good idea. I didn't keep that driving job though, it was a scam. So I'm not driving around much lately. But I will put the cards back in my car to give to some people. What's that button mean? Did my stream go out again? This is the US edition, the one I... What? You knew what? Hello, am I still here? Flo. Did my stream die? Answer me. Okay. You send in lag. Again, this could only have happened because the occult power of this Astor family gave them the right. Obviously, others in the Committee of 300 had to step aside if his position in the hierarchy had not given Astor the right. Believe me, the other families that originally controlled the fur trade would have gotten rid of Astor. One result of his fur company was that Astoria, Oregon, was created today, perhaps in honor of the family that originally took interest in it. Astoria is a real hotbed for the secret satanic covens in Oregon. Well, I believe that. What are those? Are those flags? MKP is not suicidal. Oh, I have something for you. Well, it's for everybody. Hang on. Here it is. It's a list of people, and I wrote this ahead of time for convenience. If I die, please tell these people on Discord, I love them. My username is Mario Kart Playlist. I am not suicidal. I mean, this is mostly like, this is in case I get hit by a bus or something, or I slip on a banana peel. Show him. Oh, have you seen Flo's business cards? They're pretty hot. You can scan that. It says it in I speak English. Ich spreche Deutsch. YouTube, Discord, German flag gaming. I'm on PC right now. You're always on PC. I'm glad your power's back on. So we're acting like the power's still out. We're reading books. Why is the phone overheating again? Again, this could only... Where's my stylus? There. This could only have happened because the occult powers of this Astor family gave them the right. Obviously, others in the Committee of 300... I already read that part. Where did I stop? John Jacob Astor did have a few helpful connections. 3 of his relatives were captains on clipper ships. He had connections in London to the Backhouse family. Is that supposed to say Black House? He married a Todd, a family frequently associated with Satanism. His wife, a Todd, was also connected to the influential Brevoort family. Is that related to Mary Todd Lincoln? And finally, for some reason, John Jacob Astor was also on good relations with the politicians of the day, perhaps because most of them were Freemasons too. I wonder if that's where they got his name. Yeah. Hello. Also, Astor is the name of a villain guy who used the Yiga clan in Hyrule Warriors the Age of... Oh, wow. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. He's up Schmidt Creek. His name is my name, too. Whenever... Shut the fuck up. For a few years, John Jacob Astor had participated in the opium trade. So he was a fentanyl dealer, basically. But in 1818, he publicly quit running opium to China. John Coleman, in his good book, The Conspirators' Hierarchy, The Story of the Committee of 300, page 131, notes, John Jacob Astor made it says Hugh, he said there was going to be typos, made a huge fortune out of the China opium trade. It was the Committee of 300 who chose who would be allowed to participate in the fabulously lucrative China opium trade. Through its monopolistic BEIC and the benefactors of their largest remained forever wedded to the Committee of 300. Interestingly, another top 13 family, the Russells, was also one of the lucky ones to get a slice of the China opium trade. It is clear repeatedly from history that Astor was privy to inside information in the government as he maintained his own courier system. Alex Jones' son. What sounds so wrong? A furry... What is going on? What... Don't read Coffee's private book. Coffee, as far as I know, it's not very private. She did a terrible job of hiding it. She shared it to us. She says she wants feedback. It was a story about a clone. Well, whatever it is, I'm going to have to read it later. Oh, shit, I fucked up again. Courier system. John Jacob Astor bought up large amounts of land in New York, which had greatly increased in value. And then he got taxed by Mamdani. The financial panic of 1837 allowed him to foreclose on a large number of mortgages. John Jacob Astor's wealth continued to skyrocket because he bought Bitcoin. As one biography said, when it came to a question of principle versus profit, Astor was a practical man. Put simply, he had no scruples or pooples. Astor had a reputation for being a ruthless landlord. He also had the reputation of not paying his legitimate debts. He would tie a string around a quarter and putting it in a vending machine and stuff. Oh, and before y'all say something... Oh, see ya, Flo. I skipped ahead a little bit in this book, and this guy's Jewish, but they're not all Jewish. So before anybody come and say anything to me, talking any kind of mess to me, Some of them are Jewish, some of them are Chinese, some of them are this, some of them are that. So we celebrate diversity here in the Illuminati. The first one just happens to be Jewish. That was it. It was a roll of the dice. One of them is Jewish, one of them is from China. I'm sure some of them are probably American. You know, the Americans are very good at being the Illuminati. Astor became a banker and sat on the board of 5 directors of the new national bank the Hamilton created for the U.S. government called the Bank of the United States. Oh, so he worked at Bank of America. Atlan Childs. Here on YouTube, he put an expose on them. Yeah, I used to watch all kinds of videos like that back in the day. And I could get back in. It hasn't been removed yet. Well, it hasn't been removed yet because they don't care about people finding out because they know they won't do anything anymore. I could watch videos on it now, but like I'm sure YouTube is so polluted with like misinformation. I decided to just go back and read some books. Like this one's from 1995. So we'll see how crazy it is. I'll see how far I get in this chapter. I don't know. Bank of America. Astor was also fairly active during his life as a Freemason, holding several more key positions in the secret lodge life. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt was the richest man in the United States. Note for reference, history. Page 147 said statistics used in 1844 of manufacturers in the United States showed a total gross amount of 307 million buckaroonies. Boy, that's a lot of money invested. Astor's wealth then was 1/15 of the whole amount invested throughout the territory of the United States. 1/15. Is having 1/15 of all of what American money is invested not rich? No, that ain't shit. That's rookie numbers. Lag, yeah. Should be happening. I don't know why the phone's overheating. Let me plug it in. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Coffee didn't live in the world without internet. No, yeah. I wasn't reading this stuff back in 1995. This is just when it was written. In 1995, I was playing Super Mario World. The original Super Mario World. And I thought it was the hardest game in the world. And I was like 7, and I thought I was the best Mario player in the world because I was better than my dad, who didn't give a shit. Well, I only got on the internet in high school, in my childhood. Oh, that's actually kind of impressive. I'm older than you, and I got on the internet way earlier. Well, yeah, I got on in middle school on America Online. John Jacob Astor's descendants also had a penchant for secrecy and set things up to rule from behind the scenes. In contrast to some of the other top families, the Astors preferred not to sit on boards of corporations they controlled. Oh, that's sneaky. In 1890, a real estate expert calculated the Astors owned 1/20th of New York City real estate. After making their fortune while residing in the New York area, the Astors, by and large, have all gone to England. They still wield great financial power in the United States through proxies. They're behind 7 proxies. You can't find me. You can't dox me. I'm behind proxies. Forum magazine, November 1889, commented that authorities estimated the Astors were worth $300,000, and that ain't shit. But that figure had to be an underestimate. They forgot to add a 0. Today, my estimate of the Astors is that they are worth about $40 billion. That's enough to buy Twitter. Didn't want me on it when I was a kid because all porn and stuff, but in high school it became necessary to own internet for project. Yeah. Porn will mess you up a little bit. You can get over it, but it'll still do something. It's just so normal. I'm too proud to admit that it's not right sometimes. Vatican II? There's a Vatican II? Well, if it's so good, why isn't there a Vatican III, huh? Is the sequel any better? They still wield great for $40 billion to buy Twitter. One of the many foundations of the that the Astors created was the Vincent Astor Foundation, which is controlled from England by the Astors and has in the range of 100 million tax-exempt dollars. Wow, so you can go buy a cheeseburger and you don't even have to pay the extra 6 cents. The Vincent Astor Foundation is typically given to Catholic and Episcopal. I think he spelled it Episcopalian. I think it's supposed to be Episcopalian needs, among other things. They also give money to agencies opposed to private ownership of guns, like this National Slingshot Association. They give money to New York's public library. Imagine how much influence that gives them when the library is receiving regular help for general support. A 1971 foundation directory stated that the V. Astor Foundation had its present emphasis on preventing juvenile delinquency. Why I don't trust the Astors in helping with law enforcement? The William Waldorf Foundation states that its purpose is the promotion of mutual understanding and the diffusion of knowledge and culture among the United States and the Dominions, colonies, and countries of the British Commonwealth. The diffusion of knowledge and culture, what the fuck does that mean? You could teach them how to make beans on toast? This sounds very familiar to the public statement of purpose that the secretive Pilgrim Society has given out to those who need something about them. Assets for this foundation are a mere $64,000. You could get that by answering a question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Vincent Astor, now deceased, was a member of 41 private clubs. He popped bottles. To give an idea of how much power just one of the many Astor men wield, some business Vincent was involved in include... Oh, geez. Vatican II was a reworking of the face structure, and the Novus Ordo Mass came out of it. This is a bit of a word salad. I guess this is just a donations thing. What, this? Like all this? What is a donations thing? Is a book some guy wrote? Just like the Rothschild, DuPonts, and Rockefellers, the Astors always set one of their Astor males as head of the entire family. The headship is passed down as a birthright within the different branches of the family, just as any king passes on his throne. On the corner of Toity and 5th, the site later began the state of the Empire State Building. The original Waldorf Astoria Hotel was built by William Waldorf. The hotel opened in March 1893. It described as the ultimate snob appeal in New York, where all the influencers went. A selection of what they let scientists learn and study. Yeah. That sounds like some bullshit they would say on NPR. Sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Later, two Astor cousins built the Astoria, another even taller elite hotel in New York. Oh, this is just like the Green Chime, which opened in 1897. Of course, like many other elite families, the Astors have the state of Maine property to get away and relax. In 1894, John Jacob wrote a novel, A Journey in Other Worlds, where he describes a society which operates on the idea of conserving energy. So they drive Priuses. Strange how the elite likes to promote conservation among us cattle. In the late 1800s, the Illuminati began to reconfigure its outward face. The higher levels started creating innocent-sounding cover organizations to hide their meetings behind. In 1901, the Astors contributed toward the creation of the Pilgrim Society, which was the cover organization for American and Brit sixth-degree princes of the Illuminati. I believe at least 5 Astors are now members of the Pilgrim Society. The Pilgrims had recently included David Astor, John Jacob Astor VIII, and William Waldorf Astor III, and during the 1970s, Baron Astor of Hever was the president of the London branch of Pilgrims. This implies that Astor of Hever was at least the next level up in the chain of command. Checkmate high school atheist classes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the richest people in the world are not atheists. The Astors have also been very prominent in the group, which is Britain's equivalent to the Skull and Bones Society. I saw a movie about that. Some college kids, they were killing each other in rituals. In Britain, the Astor, along with about 20 other families, dominate the group, just as certain families like the Whitneys in the U.S. helped dominate the Order of the Skull and Bones. Again, as was earlier pointed out, the key to understanding Satanism is the bloodlines. In 1910, the muscle and bone branches of the Illuminati reconfigured themselves with the creation of the Round Table groups in 1910. The Astors were part of the financial backers behind the Round Table groups, along with Abe Bailey. Rhodes is the guy that he invented diamonds. Rhodes and Milner were key players in setting up the Society of the Elect, a super-secret top circle of Illuminati. Rhodes' trust, in part, helps finance the Rhodes Scholarship System. Rhodes, a high-ranking Freemason, wanted the Masonic claptrap as part of these various new groups, but Milner and Brett did away with the Masonic rituals and costumes. They got rid of their furry costumes. In 1919, the Royal Institute of Internal Affairs was created, and the Astors were the major financial backers of the RIAA, which functions as the fourth-degree cover of the Illuminati. For those who are new to this, the RIAA is a British equivalent to the Council of Foreign Relations. Oh, those are some weird people too. I know about them. Which takes a major role in the policy-making process in the U.S. Waldorf Astoria was appointed to the RIA. Just above the CFR-RIA are roundtable groups which were initially named by Cecil Rhodes as the Association of Helpers. Cecil Rhodes set up the Rhodes Scholarships to recruit and bring top men from several nations to Oxford to be initiated into the Illuminati and learn how to bring in a one-world government. So the initial selection into the Rhodes program, first degree of the Illuminati, equivalent to the initial initiation of Skull and Bones. The Bible talks about this in Ephesians 6:2. You just remember all that? For our wrestling is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and power, against the rulers of the world of this darkness, against the spirits of wickedness in high places. These are high places. These are like up in the clouds. This is like the top of the Dubai Tower. You can go any higher than that. In the picture, you see how the Cliveden Astors were intimately connected to the Rhodes Scholars. Rhodes Scholars frequently went to the Cliveden estate. By looking at the genealogy chart, you can see how the family in London broke up into two powerful segments. One part centered around the Cliveden estate. Another group became barons, the Astor of Hever, or the Hever Astors for short. William Waldorf Astor owned the Pall Mall Gazette as a type of cigarette, the Observer, the Pall Mall magazine. The London Times was largely controlled by the Astors, and since 1922 they have owned this major British source of news. I wonder if they still own it. I wonder if the London Times is still in print and if the Astors still own it. Because all the things that we've learned about the Astors so far, if they still own a major publication in Britain, Britain's cooked. I wonder about the Daily Mail. The DuPonts and the Rockefellers also have some major businesses where they too own blatant large holdings. However, most of the wealth of the top 13 families is hidden, so that ties to who owns it are difficult to track. Hoyt Amadon has been a proxy for Vincent Astor and the other Astors. See membership list of Illuminati in this newsletter. The Astor family also used Owen Lattimore as their proxy for opium trade, who in turn used Laura Spelman, who was funded by the Institute for Pacific Relations. The IPR, Institute for Pacific Relations, was a group that supervised the Illuminati's decision to allow Red China to share the opium trade. The puppet strings behind big world events may not be seen by the public, but if we trace the origins of several big events, we see the Astors helping pull strings. The IPR helped lay the groundwork for the Pearl Harbor attack. What? That's crazy. My phone's getting really hot. Why does it do this to me on some days? The Astors were also behind the appeasement policy in Europe, which allowed Hitler to become a threat. The Astors were also involved in the temperance movement against alcoholic drink, which was begun by the Women's Christian Temperance Union. The temperance movement was an elite created movement, just like today we have big issues like apartheid, which are made up by them to keep us busy. John Kennedy and Onassis, two other top 13 Illuminati families, got rich off the temperance movement by bootlegging. Oh, that's nasty. They make it illegal and then bootleg it. It's like the mafia. So many people have exposed the temperance movement. See Occult Theocracy for just one expose from that is not pertinent to cover it here. Today's equivalent of the temperance movement is the drug war. Yeah, fuck the drug war. Colonel Jack Astor, one of the world's most powerful men, was among those who went down with this Titanic. Oh, I remember that. I played the Titanic game, and he was in it. I played the Titanic game on PC. To his honor, he didn't have to sacrifice his life, but he did. If he had been a scoundrel, he could have chased a woman and her children from some lifeboat. Many sermons have been preached on the significance of the Titanic, and I personally am begging to feel that God laid it on the hearts of so many ministers to understand that the Titanic was a judgment upon the pride of the world. I kind of understand that. More specifically, it was a warning to the New World Order's elite. Another Illuminati invention was communism. This has been so thoroughly documented that I don't know why I have to state it here, except that there are still people who haven't taken the time to study it. James 2 Billington's book, Fire in the Minds of Men, very scholarly work, and Occult Theocracy are some good starting points for this. The Fabian Society was also connected to the Illuminati. For instance, Illuminati Prince Professor George Edward Gordon Catlin, Pilgrim Society member, was a member of the Fabian Society's executive Committee. The Fabian logo is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Wow. This is crazy. Oh, you were typing stuff, but it didn't. Look at all the people in the Epstein files. All the rich and powerful. You're not suicidal either. Let's be not suicidal together. You'll get in trouble for the stream. The others dipped out. But yeah, who wants to sit here and watch somebody read a book? Jack Astor. He's a Jack Astor. How does it? Wait, follow up on it. Okay, I'm gonna finish that part. Almost done. One more page. Fabians like H.G. Wells, who wrote The Time Machine, who wrote so eloquently on the New World Order with such books as The New World Order, A Modern Utopia, The Open Conspiracy of Blueprints for a World Revolution, was a wolf in sheep's clothing. H.G. Wells made the New World Order something that sounded advantageous to everyone, a utopia of sorts. I didn't even know he wrote a book like that. All I know is he wrote The Time Machine. This is not what it will be. During the 1930s, the Fabian socialists created the Political and Economic Planning Group, PEP. Never heard of it. Mason Viscount Waldorf Astoria was a leader of PEP, of the Political and Economic Planning Group. Those two things don't go together. A confidential program that the PEP created and implemented through the British government was later described in a book of principles, Economic Planning, in 1935. The book doesn't explain why its cover has an ostentatious Masonic square and compass displayed on its cover. Well, who needs an explanation for that? It just looks cool. George Bernhard Shaw, who was a communist and Fabian socialist, was the best friend of Lady Nancy Astor, who became the first woman member of Parliament. These two spent vast amounts of time together, much more than Nancy did with her husband Waldorf, who she didn't care to be around. Waldorf was the Mason that was mentioned earlier, who helped to lead PEP. After Nancy Astor was elected, or selected by the elite to be the First Lady MP, one of the Russell ladies soon afterwards also became an MP. Imagine this book must be... Oh no, it's 292 pages long. Everything always begins as something positive when it's not, and people get mad, then they deny it existing, then circle back to admitting and calling it good, but it gets worse. Yeah, it's not happening. Oh wait, it is happening, but it's good. I.e. the vaginas? What is that word? Oh, I know what that word is. Yeah, they were like, oh, it won't kill you. And then it killed some people. And then everyone forgot about it. And then they go back to saying, yeah, that thing right there. And then they just go back to saying, oh no, it's good. It's all good, man. My mom knows several young people who died from that shit. This is interesting. Communism pretends it is the enemy of rich capitalists, but both the rich elite and the communist leaders are committed to wipe out Christianity, to wipe out free trade with monopolies, and to set up an Illuminati one-world government. Do you see they have similar goals? A picture is included of Waldorf and Nancy Astor's visit to Russia during the 1930s. Why would they be visiting Russia if they were doing all this American stuff? Why are these people getting around all over the place? What they doing? The Astors were not treated like enemies, but like royalty. Like Hassan Piker when he went to Cuba. Can we see how the elite-controlled press have deceived us? No, do not trust our Illuminati-controlled elite to protect us from communism. They control communism. Besides socialism, Nancy Astor was a big supporter of Christian Science. Christian Science was a front for witchcraft from its very beginning. What does that mean? You get a shot in the ass? You get a needle in the ass? I got one of them before. Sure wasn't a vaccine, though. Is Christian Science a bunch of bullshit? Was a front for witchcraft from the very beginning. For more information on what Christian Science is about, I suggest people study Be Wise as Serpents, Chapter 2.6, The Healing Light. Nancy Astor wrote The Natural History of the Vampire in a book on the early Mason Bakunin. She used Greenfell family papers. The Greenfell family were close friends to the Cliveden Astors. David Astor, the Honorable, attended Bilderberger. Oh, I know about Bilderberger. They build burgers. Did you know that in the Bible when it says people were deceived by your sorceries, the whore of Babylon, the Greek word is pharmakia? Oh, damn. I had no idea about that. They didn't teach us about that in pharmacy tech class. The Greenfell family were close friends to Cliveden Astors. David Astor, the Bilderbergs in 57 and 66. Alpha Lodge is the lodge in England that is traditionally for royalty. There are other elite lodges too, where those of the elite can protect themselves from rubbing shoulders with those of less social stature. They gotta keep the riffraff away. These are the type of Masonic lodges that the Astors join. In summary, an examination of the Astor family reveals their close connections with the full spectrum of Illuminati activities ranging from Freemasonry, the Illuminati Self, the Pilgrim Society, the Round Tables, Communism, Fabian Socialism, CFR, RIA, the Bilderbergers, as well as various politically tainted banks such as Chase Manhattan. Oh, they got Chase too? You could get a dark blue Chase credit card from the bank that gives you like 3% cash back or whatever. Ava Alice Muriel Astor was an occultist. She was born in 1902, was pretty, but also a very serious woman. She was a very strong-willed person that was able to dominate a person in her presence unless they were also strong-willed. She was into Egyptian magic. Oh, she's into stuff, and believed she was the reincarnation of an Egyptian princess and a disciple of Akhenaten. Or maybe I can be an Egyptian princess too. Alice Astor may have been one of the first people to enter King Tut's tomb, where she got herself a necklace. What the fuck? She just go in there and take shit like it's a garage sale. Pharmacies literally call themselves charmers, sorcerers, because that's the actual Greek word for it. Oh my god. I thought that was the doctor you go visit that prescribes you the pills. He's the charmer. Is that why you want to charm a girl? You just give her a Xanax? I don't do that, but I know people do that. Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World. Oh, they made a Brave New World show. I think it was on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it was very popular though. Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World as a picture of things that were to come. Most people think it's an expose, but it was really more of a plan or blueprint. Aldous Huxley and Alice did a great deal of occult things together. Their financial power is unchecked. Myers and others have noted the Astors above the law. The top 13 families don't obey the law, they are the law. The Astors may have Illuminati kings and princes in their ranks. They may have dozens of billions of assets. And yet it will all be nothing when they face their creator at judgment. What's this? Okay. I'm going to stop right after this. One of the items that I felt I should have given the readers back in the 93 issue was the Masonic background of the John Jacob Astor. Oh, this is just bullshit. Oh, I mean, this just references to other things. Oh, there's a lot more about Astor. Okay, so right there, the Astor family revisited. Okay, Astor family revisited. All right, it's oh, I'm only on page 9. Wow, I'm a slow reader. George Washington was amazed. Yeah, who the hell wasn't in these damn things? Okay, so before I go, I want to show you if I can find it real quick. This shit is fire. Oh, my internet is so slow right now. I don't know if I can pull it up. Cash Patel Kurt. The music video he made. I think this is the one. Check this shit out. This is just a bomb.
Turn the beat up. 33 hertz. Let's go. Yeah. Turn the beat up. 33 hertz.
33.
Let's go. I told y'all I'd drain it, expose every name, but the list got too hot, so I switched up the game. Promised the files, promised the truth on the shelf. Now I'm ghost like Epstein, looking out for myself. What you gonna do? Cry on the timeline again. Open wide, here comes the scoop. 33 grain. Eat the bullshit, I'll feed you. Call it a feast like it's the Wally, but the platters can't release. Sacred patties on the curb, y'all lining up quick. Munch of my words like it's ghee on that brick. See you in Valhalla, brother.
See you in Valhalla.
Told you I'd ride, but I flipped the whole script. See you in Valhalla, brother. 33. Charlie Kirk story clean. Nothing to see here. Fam Furry did the deed. Next
Nothing to see here.
Miracle damn. That's why I say 33. That's hate speech, bro. You counting my numbers? That's straight anti-Semite flow. Epstein files.
Netanyahu.
33rd floor. Doubt me again. That's blood libel 2.0 for sure. Don't look at my girl. She's definitely not my side. First off, I'm super gay. That's why I rock the facade.
She's pretty hot though.
Strong. Plus I crashed with this dude in Vegas. Silver Fox daddy paying rent. 33 years of age if outrageous. 33 this, 33 that, 33 in the chat, 33 in the memo, 33 where it's at. Masonic breakfast, lunch and dinner. 33. If you count them all, you'll see the winner. Me, see you in Valhalla, brother. Raise that horn. See you in Valhalla, brother. Truth got scorn. I flipped on the gang, left the movie.
Ellen DeGeneres is not only bitching. Ashamed of Italians ever. Oh, she's Italian. She's a cannibal. Oh my god.
Or maybe just.
She be getting in all that shit too. That'd be fun to look up. Yeah, that reminds me of the Ellen DeGeneres satanic voice. Hi, I'm Ellen DeGeneres. I work for the Illuminati. Well, anyway, I'm gonna stop by Drunky Cheese. Help him celebrate Cinco de Mayo for a few minutes before I go to bed. When we get better internet, I'll get back to playing games when the internet's like reliable and I know it won't shit out. I was just doing this for fun. Maybe I'll read more later. Maybe I'll do like a book club Tuesday or something. But yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you over there if you're coming.